First of all, I just want to say, it's a huge honor to be the first guy to get 3 Hall of Fame rings. Thank you. I always, from the night that I had this match, I knew when I was in the dressing room after, it was like, I think that was my greatest match. It was such a great moment for me. It was something that I could feel it the second it happened, and I just knew that this might be the greatest match of all time, might be the greatest match I ever had. There's a famous French painter that once said, his name's George Bret, he once said, art is a wound turned to light. And for me, I've always thought that was the perfect statement about this match. And for me, just having this match with Steve Austin, I'll say that Steve and I always got along really well. We were good friends. But there's something that is goes beyond being friends in wrestling. And what it is it's trust and respect. And there was always a lot of trust, and there was always a lot of respect. And when we had that match, that's the one thing that I remember the most, is that there was this respect between each other and the trust between each other. And that's what means the most to me right now, standing here, is that that's how you do magic in wrestling, is when you have that trust and respect. You can't be a great wrestler without having that. And I had it with a lot of wrestlers, but for me, the one guy that stands out the most as having the most respect and the most trust was this guy right here. I'm gonna glance over, I only got 2 minutes. And I'm gonna let Steve take you on the rest of the road.
Man, I've talked about this match so much. To come out here and blow smoke up Bret's ass and my ass, it just seems like overkill. But hey, that's the gig. It happened to be a real good house in Chicago that night. Chicago seemed to be a stronghold for me. Bret and I went to the finish room, got the marching orders. I didn't think much of it. I kind of doubted it. Bret and I were sitting on the apron kind of talking. I went back. Doubled back to the old man, said, hey man, you think it's gonna work? He goes, oh goddamn. Steve. So I went back out there and started talking with Bret. Anyway, went out there and just had a hell of a match, and it was basic and it was simple. And you can do whatever you want, but man, if you keep it basic simple, you got a pretty good start there, because you ain't got to do a whole bunch of shit there and hurt yourself. It was a great match. It was a lot of fun. And like CM Punk said, he so properly addressed Ken Shamrock. I'd like to say thank you to Ken Shamrock. He brought a lot of eyeballs to that match. The only thing that pissed me off is some bitch is so jacked up. I mean, hell, me and Bret looked like shit compared to Shamrock. But it was great. He looked like $1,000,000. Hell, he's worked the pay-per-view all by himself. And then I want to thank also on just the way it was. There's 3 guys doing commentary on that match, and they made that match. And one was Vince, and he was dropping a lot of stuff in that match because he saw the vision. I was a trash-talking redneck heel, and he saw a long-range Steve being an anti-hero babyface. I knew what we was going to do, but I didn't know what it was going to become. Jumping Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler, 2 of the best to ever do it. You saw the match, you felt what me and Bret were doing. It was personal, it was real, and with those 3 guys doing the commentary, they laid down the soundtrack to back up every single thing we did, and it was a combination of that crowd, the story, and everything coming together. Like Bret said, the respect that we had, but the animosity that was, portrayed out there on the show on a week-by-week basis on Monday Night Raw. It was just a great time in my life, and kind of makes me god dang almost a little bit speechless, because you see those packages and they put them together so good. And hell, I damn near started to cry back here in the back, because it was such a good memory for me to to look at all those pictures and that video reel of what Bret and I did that night, and I just think it's a very appropriate time to drink some fucking beer. So if Bret McAfee would bring some beer, I sure would appreciate it, because I'm about to start crying, and I might get a hangover tonight, and I'll look like that damn thing right there that they made for us. To Bret Hart, I don't know if you want to drink a beer, but I'm going to open you a beer. Pat, I know you'll drink a beer. Bret, I love you. You took me under your wing when I came into the company.
We understand.
You showed me the way. You helped me out. You knew that we could make money. We did. If it wasn't for Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin wouldn't be sitting here. I'm proud to be the first match with Bret going in, because all of my peers over here, I'm looking at Mick Foley, Shawn Michaels, all these guys, Triple H, they could have went in themselves, but we were the first. We deserved it. Kind of changed the history of the business, and that's the bottom line. The Stone Cold